What some of us are fighting for is to see that this oppressive system is crushed. We don't care whether, I don't even care whether I would be part of the top echelon in the room. I'm not worried, but I'm dying to see a change that, in the system. That's all. That's all.
Taigara mumako Zimbabwe Zimbabwe manya daga batesa Zimbabwe Zimbabwe Taigara mumako Zimbabwe Zimbabwe manya daga batesa Zimbabwe Vakomana vasikana Zimbabwe Magorila mumako Zimbabwe manya daga batesa
Another informative program. Where are we today? Today we are in Matabeleland South, in Kezi, where we have trekked again another gallant son of the soil, a man who sacrificed his youthful life to say, I want to free Zimbabwe. I want a better Zimbabwe. So we said, let's track him down, sit with him, so that he can share his early life before and during the war of the liberation struggle. As I said, we are in Kezi. Comrade Dube, how are you?
Fine, thanks, and how are you?
Finally, we are here. We were getting lost. Some of the roads that we were given the directions, they will end up at someone's house, but...
Yeah, it's because we don't have good roads in the area.
Yeah.
Due to a lot of reasons.
Okay.
That's the reason why we are in this state of affairs.
No, that's fine. But otherwise, what is important is we finally got here.
Thank you very much. We thank God for you having arrived safely.
Amen. There is Augustine Dube. There is the man that we want to talk about first is Augustine Dube.
Yes.
Where were you born, and during your early life, the schools
I was
that
born here at Matopo on the 28th of August 1947 at 4 o'clock a.m. By Wona. That was the inspiration.
Okay.
Right. Left here in 1975. Went through Botswana, Zambia. Trained in Zambia.
So, how did you go? I've heard some others use the train.
Well, I've got relatives in Botswana.
Okay.
I visited relatives. Got a ticket, took a train, went to Botswana. Remember, I was somebody of an adult age, right? And Ndagaenda Guarari, Botswana, in a normal way, visited my relatives, stayed 2 weeks in there, then I was in contact with the commanders. We also move around in Botswana, Francistown, right?
Who were these commanders?
We had Mr. Moyo.
JZ?
No, not JZ. Mr. Moyo, never Moyo.
Okay.
But however, I went into the camp, right? I did not expect those situations, right? However, I went into the camp. From there, stayed there a few weeks.
How was it in the camp?
So, it wasn't nice. We were talking about the war situation. Normally, you don't expect good things all the time because you are not at your home. You go there, you have sacrificed yourself fully, left the family behind and children, purely going to fight a war because we were frustrated by the oppressor.
Yeah.
Right. We left jobs, did anything, right. went to fight the war because we thought all that was done is to go and train and come back and fight. There was more to it. It was fighting, administration, making sure that you are doing the right thing. Follow the command, do everything that is expected of you to do, and with maximum cooperation. Furthermore, what was important, you were supposed to come back and liberate the country. That's why you young people don't know that the history of this country is written in letters of blood and fire. And it's where we feel we are cruelly treated. Not unfairly, cruelly treated.
Okay.
We're dead and forgotten.
Okay. Before we get that, let's get back to the camp. How did you leave Botswana to the training?
After a number of weeks, we were taken by a plane to Lusaka, then taken by vehicles to the main camp, which is Nampundwe camp, where everybody was being screened. Right. You are screened there and then posted for a duty. The screening was together with, of course, knowing what educationally how one is. If somebody is educated, he has assigned to do a professional military job, maybe like going further to other places, Soviet Union for training. However, I was not in that class, right? So we had a camp, Yanana Kijana, you know Kijana, children. The education yet before we were located where to go after the training, of course. You nagamboita a teacher under the trees, yes, right? Nagamboita teacher who JZ, right? They got me with my openings. With them, they also sent to do other things other than military training. Of course, basic military training was there, right? But because of my educational background, I had to do something else because it was liberating the country and administering it to the benefit of the nation, not to the benefit of one or two people. Yeah, you see, ZIPRA had a mammoth task. It was training militarily and looking at the future, whereby we were supposed to run the country for the benefit of all people, including you, right, including everybody, right. But today, we are worse than destitute in our country. I can say we're refugees in our own country, yeah, because it's not what we fought for. This is a pivotal issue where everybody, whether you agree this is not what we fought for, and this is not an act of God, that's a human act.
Okay, so after your duties of training, teaching the children, you were later went for the training. Yeah.
I finished my military training, right? Then I was posted to Tanzania. As I said, the people were doctors, we had people who were engineers, we had people who were technicians, and so forth. In various countries, because the idea is to liberate the country and govern it properly, right? So the skills of governing it properly were done. As I've said, there were people who were engineers, doctors, you name them. I was sent to Tanzania to go and study insurance, right, which I did for 4 years, right. So in the study of insurance, came back here, 1981. Situations were not what we expected. There was nothing to do. We tried to go into the old shoes to get employed in the private companies because government had no room for us. It was the wrong government that was in place. Yes. Right. That's how it happened.
So, you said it was the wrong government in place, which was supposed to be the right government.
Now, we would have had a Zimbabwe government.
Okay.
When I'm talking of Zimbabwe government, I'm talking of two states unified in administration. Matabeleland and Mashonaland were supposed to work as one, as initiated by ZAPU originally. You see, we took ourselves as a Zimbabwean nation, and that's what we pray to be today. Not fragmentation. Women affairs, Bava affairs, you talk them, right? You see, we don't have to have that. It's wrong, totally. Right. We're never consulted. You see, government does things, and we have got to follow. If you don't follow, then you are an enemy of the state, see, which is improper. No freedom of association. You differ with the superior thinking, then you are at a loss. You are not supposed to be there, which is not correct. Right? We're all born of a woman, we're all going to die for women. And the key aspect is respect, more so after we had this country. We failed to unite ourselves. And the wrong that we had started way back in 1963. Tagakura, you see, we didn't know that it was shown as Ndebele. Up to now, I don't understand. So right, I understood what Manuefu was the issue, right, and that should be reinstated for us to move forward. Now, my segmentation now, tarisana neziso rakaipa, right? Atisukuvaka, but we are destroying ourselves.
So before you went to war, how was the situation here in terms of, how was the political situation back then? And
now, right. See, under the ZAPU, not wing, under ZAPU national body, which included total Ndebele and Shona and any other tribe, anybody who was a national, a Zimbabwean, we had one part fighting against the Smith regime or the predecessors of the Smith regime, right? So we all with the Mwana wave, there was nothing like and so forth. If I ask you today, some of you do hesitate to tell me where you come from because of the high level of tribalism which is being practiced in any office, in any institution in the country. And that is not what we all fought for. Yeah, right. See, that's the reason why the complaints abantu sebegcwele ngapha asingabazi ukuthi bavela ngaphi, and we have got similar situations throughout the country, you see. And if you don't speak the local language, at times you are suspected and looked upon unfavorably. That is the reason why the destruction of the nation has come up. These are the effects of it. And we believe, Butiko, if only we had that spirit, William Sarurwa, Dr. Parnanyatwa, all those people, rallying in one party, we would have had better understanding of the whole thing. As I've said, that no one remembers that this country's life, history is written in blood and fire, and it's dead and forgotten. Yeah. People are enjoying it today, prosecuting us today. We're not there, some of them. They've been trained to kill us, to do anything bad, for one reason, that I'm not of their tribe or class. You see? And that is what we have got to fight against. It's a shame If Chinaman rose today, Como rose today, I'm talking about people who were devoted to liberating this country fully, not because they benefited anything, but because they understood what a human being was, a black man in this country. It's worse than what we experienced these years. Dakufanana nemungu wazinzwa. Fishermen. Akaenda kunoraura hove. Akabata hove huru, ikamudonzera muvura. Right? This is what has happened in this country. We're all pulled to the evils of what we fought against. See? And we have got to set ourselves. Let us interact. Talk to each other freely, without hesitation to taura chokwadi. Right. Right. We had this issue, your president, coming up with the idea. People of Matebelin say, speak out what we heard. This was a positive move, right? Right. A positive move. We are speaking out, but where we feel things would have worked better was we should have a third party in the form of a commission. We choose commission, National Commission for Jurists, which are international judges, former lawyers and so forth, to sit in as arbitrators in the Hlongwane issue. Government coming up with an answer how they are responding to it. Are they apologizing? What? After an apology, what next we do? Compensation to the region, not to individuals, because the individuals have died, their offspring have died, their offspring have died, so it's not going to go anywhere. This is the issue. Now, we feel hurt if you talk about, right, our vets, we promised some money, $500,000, right? Each, which never materialized. Van Vaibika, they promised nothing's happening. Now, Tiripa Kukura Wunde issues nowadays. We don't understand a lot of things. What is it for? We're not told. Why is this done? For compensation, for reconciliation, nothing is up. It's the same government which rebelled against the people in 1981 to 83, or 83 to 87, right? They rebelled against the people, killed them, the same people who had fought the war, more so. And here we are today. We have got to do this and that, but no results on any program that government has taken over. I have been to government saying, right, there is a problem. I deserve some assistance. Okay, I'm the EU, right? As a constant attendant. It all didn't work. You are told stories at the end of the day, but why they were going to do it? See, right? Bring my medical reports, bring all medical reports, nothing happens. There is always a leeway to avoid payment. See? Now, how do we have trust? Government doesn't work positively to establish trustful or worthiness, generally speaking. And that is breaking our hearts all the time. See, there isn't a program that we have seen working in this country. There isn't any. See, they all fail. From the war vets promise of $500,000 to the nothing has happened. Women affairs, they don't get what they want to get. Structures are made, thereafter nothing comes up. And government has failed. Right. And then we hear of some people being given cars and so forth. Surely with this country's riches, it should be a country for 16 million people. A car for 16 million people. You see? And a payment of $1,000 per month for over 100 years. Now there are wars, the Chinese here. Right. Is this what we fought for? We don't know whether Chinese are investors or are plunderers. All these things have got to be explained. You see? We're all going to die. What's going to happen next if we don't make provisions for our children tomorrow? So, nobody's going to live eternally. And we have forgotten all that. Yet we sacrificed our lives for the future of this country, for the future of our children who are destitute in other countries. See? They become criminals in South Africa, criminals at home, because of the malfunction of government institutions and other institutions. Yeah. We become more criminals than people who are a nation because of the situation that develops. Now, andit maziwa kuti kune hondo China nema workers where they are. I've seen some of the photos. It's a disgrace, isn't it so?
Yeah.
What do the Chinese want here? They are not the only country that helped us at war. They're not. They've got to go to correct the wrongs of this country. That's what they've got to do. Any question?
Yes. Before you left for Botswana, I wanted to find out how was the political situation here in case were the Rhodesian forces operating from this area, and were there battles that were fought between the Rhodesian forces and the ZIPRA?
It was tense. Tense as it is. Of course, the guerrilla war started much earlier than 1975. And the battles between here and raids in Botswana and so forth. I remember as way back in 1972, there were South African spies who came into this country. Now they intercepted it in Botswana in a train. And that is when I also began to understand Kutiko, the situation was bad. See, after that interception, of course, things went bad because it proved that the war had intensified further. So the skirmishes around, and you're always holding your heart such that you can be nipped out all the time. So these are some of the things that we had. So you'll find that the skirmishes around, already guerrilla war had started, and there were fights, and we were being hunted in and out. Right. So the war didn't start necessarily later than it intensified worse in 1978, 79, and 80, early 1980, before independence. So you'll find that my fathers had to run away from here, go to town where they were staying for that period. But assets at home, you had to come here. Sure, right. Sasabuka, what actually happened at one time, was hit by Wanapasi. Banapas, we call them Banapas.
Okay.
Those were hunting after, these were now, in terms of tribe, fighting against Ndebele. This is it. And my father was hit. One guy was shot here. Yes, how can you come into the area without us knowing? Kutiko Muriku operator Banab. Then we have then Agatoro Agaro. Semunum Guru, obviously, frail as he is. Then he had to flee. Went to town. But yes, what he had asked to come here in Samson. And then eventually he was picked in Kami prison at Offa. In white pin bones. I didn't see my father. And it's a painful state of affairs. Munu, who was stately by origin, somebody who knew people, who accommodated people, who fought the war, giving directions to historical information, as I've said earlier on, because he was a teacher as well.
Okay.
So, there are some of the things which we feel with a very unfair life. But we still feel this must be corrected. We all agree, if you get 16 million people today, this was Wataga River reasons, the answer will be no, right? Obviously, right? But where did we go wrong? Instead to hesitate. Anna Smith was die. Smith gave us a very healthy economy, but we spoiled it on our own. See? Because one thing is right, they did not understand a lot of things. Matabele land and Mashona land were colonized differently.
Okay.
Yeah. Matabele land was colonized by arms of war. There was war here. Lord Bengla fought, killed 1,500 whites. Asina 40, right? Whereas, Kumashona land, it was by occupation. Vakasiko Kara, Gosina resistance. Was one.
Okay.
Right. These two states were fused into one administration thereafter. After that, then the administration made it clear Rhodesia was formed as of 1882 during the Conference of Berlin, which included Matabele land and Mashona land. Banamtare Baba Manika land was taken as Mashona land, and Vanam Masungo taken as Mashona land. But fundamentally, we became fused as one nation. In Ivanavango, 6 of them, they are born of a Shona wife. I have no qualms with that, right? And we're more settled in Harare than in Bulawayo those days. I started working in Harare, and this is where the issue is right. Now, the spoiling issue is that division played hard, but covered maximally, as if it's not there. That's right. So we've got a problem. That's right. Now, through that one, the first administration was put in Bulawayo. That's why Mbuyane was sentenced to go to Bulawayo. Did you hear that? You know that. And why was not there? You died from Mashona, because there was no administration there harder than this one. Because of the Wondiaga Riwa, you'll find that there was more oppression here and suspicion here. You see? Jokingly, I would say, the Queen's chair, Yaganyorgo, the very scale due to the Lobe Mulawu. China Kumaru, who is today celebrated, was commanding top armies of Lobengula. Fighting for the country, not for the region. And our prayer is, let us be looked upon as a country, right? Not region. right. Mabasa kuri kunetsa, there are complaints about kuno kupisha mabasa, but manubva somewhere getting jobs, which should not be there at all. You see, right? See, somebody can come in as an expert because munaripo akuna muna nebasa hero. We accept that, but zrugitika is much, and is also takarwira. See, we have no legs today, we have no arms today because of that. See, and no one recognized that. As if it was a crime to go to war. This is the treatment you are getting. See, you can't even talk to government. The president is zili. You see, he's not told the truth. You see, we discovered that when we sent Joseph, I was waiting a confession. I've never heard of them before because he was not told the right information. See? So we have got that situation where we need to be open and we correct things. Manotivunza right. This is not the kukura issue. What we've got to do, this is the information we want. And they don't explain with information yacho vanoda kuita sei vanoda kuzoburorera vakasara, we don't know. So we don't know. These are some of the things that we feel government is unfair in handling. That we should talk about, okay, then talking about it, then it's a solution. We have got to solve this one. And our hearts are seething with the unknown future. What's going to happen once we go off? We are the last group of people who know the history of this country physically. Right. See? Physically. See? And no one would tell us what to do or what to say. So all that we are praying for is let's have a government that looks after its own people. This has never happened in any region here. We have got a government rebelling against its own people, killing its own people. What for? When Bagarwa wonder they're the most wanted victims. A lot of guerrillas lost their lives after the war than before the war. So if they hunted, no one has got to say all these things. And it's a situation that has got to be corrected before now expires. You understand what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because we can't leave things as they are. You see? And I feel, in all honesty, government has got to step low and talk to people and resolve the issue on a fair, clean heart approach. No deception. See? Because this was, I always say this was a gigantic fraud. Because why do we still have the Roman Dutch law in this country today? The same law that oppressed us. Why couldn't we remove it? See, right? You go to court today, they will tell you of a law that operates effectively to make a judgment. 1954, when the white man was here. Why don't we have our own laws stemming from our culture, tradition, and custom? We're a nation which had its own custom, culture, and tradition. Mm-hmm. We can implement that. What stops us from Roman Dutch law everywhere, which is naturally knitted to oppress the black man as of the 10th of June 1891 in South Africa. And introduced in this country. And we still have the same law. We're fighting against the system, not individuals. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why I'm saying individual differences and fights are not worth it. We were supposed to fight as blacks against the people who were evil, the majority of them having been whites. They were good whites then, you see, but we were supposed to do that. We still have got a responsibility to look after, to do that. Remove the Roman Dutch law and implement our own laws without Roman Dutch.
So when you were in Tanzania, why did you choose insurance?
No, I didn't choose. I was sent to go and study insurance. It's a command.
But who
That's
commanded?
You know, we were in a military structure, and there's no choice in a military structure. You are given an order to do, and you've got to do that. However, I'm glad because I'm somebody who is very pliable and flexible. You give me an assignment, I do it with a whole heart. It doesn't click on me with yours in his anything that I do it with pleasure. Yeah. I'm very adjustable to anything that I do. In as much as if I tell you I'm a farmer, right? And the tractor I drive, you wouldn't believe it. See, that's one other is my own now. See, that's with penny bats and this car open up with this disability because I am gifted in that to do anything that I do with a happy heart. Yeah.
So are you the only one who left for war from your father's family? Out of
No. My brother was killed during the Zambian raid in Zambia. Yeah, quite a number of people. I wasn't the only one from my family, but there are a number of us who were there. Yes. So we find that even the chiefs were at war. Everybody was at war. You see? And hence you'll find that this division which comes today hurts everyone in the region. Not only in the region, even in Mashonaland we complain of one thing. This is not what we fought for. And what we fought for is known. We had principles that we laid down, what we wanted and what we wanted to remove and what we wanted to retain. Not everything left at Smith was bad. Yeah. Because Maria Agasia, Tagaichka. Yeah. Kana Tagaichka, why didn't we throw it away? Because it was a benefit to us. It was a country's benefit. But your trend, the actual man, Jagazo, we are much. The power struggle. It's not right. Divides people. Nasi, as I have said, Tagafana Neo, ne fishermen. Agaenda unoraura wove. Agabata a big fish. No vam to zera mvura. As in a time you would done the fish here, taco for. He is starting to get out of the water now. So what it is. This is the situation in which we are as Zimbabweans. You see? This is not an act of God. It is a human act with intentions to deprive the rightfulness of the economy to the people of Zimbabwe. Right. A Chinese is respected better than a Zimbabwean in this setup. Come here, abuse the Zimbabweans, all is all right. See? Whereas, if you went to China, I don't think you would survive a minute once you are seen to be acting against their laws. But why should it be? Because we don't have confidence in ourselves. That's right. I think I've stated what you want me to say.
And do you still remember some of the men and boys that left Kezi to fight in the liberation struggle? Or did you meet them there by any chance?
I know quite a number. Some of them became presidents. When I say president here, I mean President Cuomo's bodyguards. Yeah. And as I've said, one of them is my own brother, was killed in the Zambian raid in Lusaka. Right. We had Vanangmaile, we had Sem Moyo from Rwanda, we had my own brothers Augustine, Ogawamdeki, and Ambrose, who have both died, right? After, of course, it was after independence due to illnesses, right? Bazuguru, Bambagasha Ikoko, well, counting or naming them is just not fair enough, because I would say the population in this region had devoted themselves to war.
Okay.
Not knowing that things were going to turn against them. Because we believed we were one country, as I did explain that we were fused into one nation as way back as 1882, formation of Rhodesia, through the Berlin Conference of 1882 to 84. So that.
Was there racism?
Well, that's something, my friend. Racism was a very unique situation. See, I think I'm certain when I remember town, whites only or blacks only. So there was division. Toilet, toilet whites. My blacks had their own toilets, if any. My whites had their own toilets. There was division. You were not supposed to drink beer, a castle or lion. It was an offense for a black man to do that. And what would happen is that so Makarada Gotibasirao Umpamarano Tengera through the window of Mizupinan in a hotel. Right? Tenga Papa, he would then go and drink the beer. Siame Pirika quarter. Flavor no Saragampi. And I would tell it on to the then what happens? I know we are Parapotrogo. That day you go on posting with that's what I'm because flavor and ripo. See, this is the type of thing that you experience during social life.
So were the divisions in the camps when you were in Zambia and Tanzania between ZIPRA and Zanla forces?
Not that I know of. That's simple.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Because we were taken as Zimbabweans. Yeah. Now, the Nongo Tichete in the guy in 1975, because there was mass movement of Zanla, was Zano from Zambia to Mozambique. So I wouldn't say much about that one. I don't know much. Yeah, right.
There were political commissars that were coming to the camps to address you.
They were staying in the camps.
Yeah, the camps. Yeah. What were they telling you?
Well, they were telling us, they were not telling, they were teaching us.
Yes.
Tactics of war. They were teaching us. Because you understand, you've got the commander. Next to him is the commissar. He's the deputy commander. So everything was military training, right, by the commissars. But you must be a soldier who is well versed in terms of economy as well. Uzive kuti rofre chingwa here. Right. We have got to manage it with one five if you've got one loaf of bread. Economics was the mainstay of it, because kuenda kuondo kunorwa usingazive was not a good thing. And hence you'll find that when writers were not, they were renegades. Yeah. So you'll find that we were trained to be disciplined, to understand human beings and help where there is need. As a state agent, making sure that you are accommodated. You see what I mean? This was part of training, to be disciplined. Because Zoalinga is not greedy, but kurwira nyika. See? This is that was part of training. And you'll find that in majority of cases, they say it even, that ZIPRA was highly disciplined. Yeah. Tisina mwewe utoti, toda utitori nezis, can reach in ourselves. That's why today we're equally poor, this poverty. If it was open, say, right, the Reta Bank, Marinda Isabanino is and the Tsogera Gulusaka, what would happen? Right? Whatever you got the Chinobatsira, Marinobatsira, we buy arms. Yeah. Because assistance is limited. But when you have your own things, it's unlimited. You're the person who is the limiter. Right? Zogupuwa zune limit. Zogunoita is no limit. Common sense prevails. Right? So this is how things went.
So the war, probably would say it ended in 1979. By the way, which name were you using during the war?
Was David Hlongwane.
Why did you choose that? Or
no, I didn't choose. It was allocated to me. We have been recruited. They recruit Waupu Azita
David
Hlongwane. So that's the name that they carry along with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
it's an order which you don't have to ask.
All right. So like what I said, the war ended in 1979, and you said you came back to Zimbabwe in 1982 or
81.
81. Okay.
What happened is that because I was posted to Tanzania to study insurance, so the course took about 3-4 years, right?
Okay. All right. Okay.
And hence the material time was 1981, at the beginning of 1981, after completing the training coming here to the country. Right?
You mentioned that your father died at Kami.
No, he didn't die at Kami.
Yeah.
He was found in, the remains were found at the Kami prison area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not that he died at Kami.
Okay.
Yeah.
When he was taken from here by the religion forces.
No.
Yeah.
What happened is they went to Bulawayo because of the tensions during the war.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So up there, no one would tell you what actually happened. The next thing he was discovered, white clean bone. What made him discovered? As Catholics, he had a rosary, he had his new clothes. You see, it's like some form of acid was used to decompose the body or do something. I don't know. I wasn't there too.
Okay, which year was that?
That was in 1979, around about November.
Okay. But finally his remains were brought back home.
No, they were brought to Bulawayo, where they were buried.
Okay.
Because still 1979, you couldn't come this place. All was war. You see this house here? It was only the walls that left. I had to sort of repair the whole structure. Yeah, it was only walls left. All this had been destroyed. It was nothing. So for the sake that when Wanyarugupi suffer for that one. So, yeah.
Okay. So when you came back in 1980, 81 thereabout, where was your family?
My family was in Bulawayo. I already had a home in Bulawayo.
Okay.
I still have got a home in Hlongwane, right? Because I went out as a man who was working well established, as I did tell you. And you find that with that background, it wasn't easy for me to come and stand, because we were hunted like wild animals. You wouldn't come in. A lot of guerrillas lost their lives after the war, due to the killings which were going on, systematic killings. When I told Vausiku, don't know where you're going to. I'm going to relative yako, you just go missing, just like that. So, for the sake that ZIPRA was well trained, a danger to Zandla. I think so. Or a danger to the state, I don't know. So, because Mugabe said that was, an act of madness or something. You remember? Yeah. So you'll find that these are some of the things we have never rested in this area. Never rested. And we feel government should have taken this thing as a priority. The way forward. I'm not against any tribe, any Shona or whatever it is, right? Because I've got an affiliation with them. Ne marriage, ne social life. Social life nagakure Harare. And I don't begrudge any Shona. So I accommodate.
So in your only thinking and as a development, what might be the reason why Mugabe said there was need for Kukurahundi?
I'll tell you something. Power. It didn't start there. It didn't start there. We were there as ZAPU. No old person in ZANU would deny that at one stage he was part of ZAPU. Right. But because ZAPU had so much support countrywide, and they envied power instead of liberation. To get to power, we've got to get some means. So they thought, since ZAPU is dominated by the Mashona, it should be destroyed. They form a Shona party. But because of the honesty and Nkomo, the way he worked with people, even in ZAPU, the majority were Shona. We didn't have qualms with that. Neither do we have qualms with that today. But someone thought, this was a propagation which was made to sort of dissuade people from believing that Nkomo was capable. Because they believed education is the paramount thing. Yes, education is important, but it's not the only thing. The background of a person, no matter how educated you are, mwana nokura asina baba na mai vari pamwe chete. Baba vane discipline yakakwana. Ambofaka ita mwana anokura na mbuya, anokura na sekuru. Izvozvo some of the leaders parental lineage is unknown. Never talked about. It's never known. Right. Because of that, some people chance throughout life. Was one. If you haven't started that, just look at it. Kutiko mwana anomberwa nema distant parents. Also, afane mwana akakura anama natural parents together. You talk of a single parent family. There's no such thing as Ripo. We are only talking about criminals because the paternal advice part of it is not there. So this is another thing that we have got. If you go into marriages, divorce mustn't be there at all. Yeah. If a man says, I'm going to divorce, he should be killed. Why did you kill the souls which you can't look after? The same thing to the mother. See? Why? So marriage is sacred, such that it can't be reversed by human beings. Yeah. So we have a straightforward family now.
The Second Republic under President Emmerson Mnangagwa have a program where the public hearings about the Kukurahundi, but you seem to disagree with the structure. But from my understanding, isn't it that the chiefs were involved, into this before the public hearings? The chiefs, which are the local people's representatives, vakawirirana vakati yes, let's go with
Right.
that. But it seems like you are not in agreement with it.
Now, I'll tell you something. The chiefs are human beings. The chiefs have participated in war. The chiefs have been killed like anybody else. And we as Zimbabweans, the magnitude of damage in this country can't be handled by anybody in Zimbabwe. It's out.
Okay.
See? I'm not saying he's trying his best, maybe. He is lacking advice, perhaps. Because to say, people talk about it, was a good thing. He has got the intention to resolve the issue. But remember, some of the people who are doing these things on the ground are alive, right? Some of them could be alive. And would they want to be pointed the finger at? The answer is no. That's why I say wholesomely, government should allow the people of this region get to some people of good standing, churchmen, respectable people, eminent persons, through the United Nations, of course. Then a commission is set. That's why I'm preferring a commission of jurists, international judges and retired lawyers, right, to come and sit in this country, basing it on the commission, what do you call this publication? The Justice Peace Commission, Catholics here, right? As the base, because there is empirical evidence. Yes, on such a day, something happened here, and that's what they're saying, isn't it? As the basis. Now, government takes a backseat to hear what the people are saying, not to be the one commanding what people must do and what the people. They don't say what they say. People must say what it.
But are these public hearings already happening here in case?
I've heard they've started, but because of lack of confidence and trust between the people and government, everybody says it. Why are we doing? They are taking a back seat because it's not understood.
Yeah, but are these public hearings happening here in case? Or
Yes.
one or two?
I wouldn't say yes or neither. No, that would be better answered by the chief.
So in other words, you have not heard about. On such a
we have
certain
been
date,
called-
can you come? Yes, yeah.
we have been
that's-
called in the assembly to come and told how these things are going to work.
Yes.
And to some extent they are private because of the nature of the atrocities, perhaps. Kana mkazi akarapwa, for example, he can't go public. Right. This hearing,
There's something that I want
yeah.
to get from you straight.
Yeah.
Are these public hearings happening here in case, according to your own knowledge, yes or no?
Yes,
They are happening. So, yes, good. Have you said, let me limp, go there and attend and hear what these people are saying, so that you can conclusively say people are afraid to speak?
Yes.
Okay.
I have been there. Right. We're called, I went there and expressed my mind.
Where was this happening?
This was happening at our ward center.
Okay.
Yes. And I did express my sentiments. Yeah. Because there's no trust between us and government. These things is not going, it's going to work.
Yeah. That meeting that you attended,
sure.
was it a consultative meeting or the public hearings where the locals, the Gugos, the brothers and sisters were saying, this is what happened?
No, it was a consultative meeting, how these things are going to work.
Okay.
However, the chief has been here and there in the area, collecting the data which is being required.
So it is the chief and his aides who come to your house and collect the data?
We are called at a point, and it's in a ward. It's in a ward. Then we've got villages. We're about 5 villages here. I know in the village 1 and the village 2, village 3, village 4, village 5. Right. That's what happens. Now, anosangana nevanu. Vanhu ivavo manje. Ndovanozotaura na chief as individuals.
Okay.
Because of the confidentiality of kana mukazi akarepwa, you can't say it publicly. They've got to go into a secluded area.
So it's not public hearings?
No, it can't be public. I understand it. No,
what I'm asking, and what is on paper. That's why I wanted to have the clear understanding of the difference.
Yeah.
If people are being called, sit under a tree, talk and things are recorded.
Yeah.
But now I'm hearing you saying, no, they will go to a secluded place with the chief and tell the chief that I was.
They say it's a bit confidential. That's why that taura with mkazi at least ndakarepka pakat pevanu. It's not possible.
But there are also
that aspect is given chance to privacy.
Yes, but there are also others that are being said publicly and being recorded.
No, we have not come across those.
Okay.
Yeah, we have not come across those.
Okay.
Yeah.
But probably the time will come when the chief will call you in.
That's what it is. Yeah. Because what worries the people is what is the intention of doing this? So we don't have the answer to it. What is government intention?
Did you ask the chiefs?
They don't have the answer.
They will tell you, they've said we don't know.
Yeah, they don't know. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
They don't know. Because what happens, they've also been complaining, they've also been having queries, right? Generally speaking.
Okay.
Because come in the open. We've heard them coming up with those. Right. And hence, that's why I'm saying it's a difficult exercise to go through.
Okay.
And hence, it's not possible to free with him.
So why did they allow you to go ahead?
They have no power.
They have the power.
No.
These are chiefs. You got.
Let me tell you what it is.
Okay.
A chief in Botswana, for example, he doesn't have the same powers on his jurisdiction as a chief in Zimbabwe.
So are you saying, Comrade Hlongwane, the villagers here, they will be forced to attend and speak at those public hearings?
They are not forced, but because of the uselessness of other programs which have brought in by government, they don't bring results. So what's the point of going there? This is
so it's okay. So it will be useless because the villagers won't attend those.
They won't attend
because you can't say it will be useless when someone goes and attend and speak out, and then you speak out, then you walk out and say, this is useless. Because what you say there, it will be recorded.
Yeah. What next? After recording, it is filed.
So they both want to find out where the useless part is. Because if you go and attend and speak out, it will be recorded as such.
Right, okay.
If you don't go and speak out, it will be recorded as such.
Yes.
So at which part do you want the local people here? Is it going to attend so that nothing is recorded, or to go attend, something is recorded, then you say, so what next?
What government should have done this way. This scheme will work this way. This is how my stages are up to its conclusion. This is the intention of getting this information is for compensation, is for whatever, right? How the compensation is going to work, these things. But now we say, right, get the information, but there's no answer to the queries that people have. Surely I'm not the first person to come up and say, right, because we don't know what government's intention about this program is. People are not free to go. They feel it's useless. Yesterday they've been told, Wagabika, where nothing is materialized. The day for yesterday, where nothing happens. My veterans, are complaining about the $500,000 which government promised, not individuals. I'm talking about government.
Well, this I've heard on so many interviews this issue of 500,000. Who said it? Where and when?
It was agreed between 1997, during the Unzi time. Kutiko government had agreed to pay $500,000. But now Mugabe said, at the moment, this is too heavy for me. I'll give you 50,000 lump sum. And thereafter, he may actually know the trenches, which never materialized.
So it's on paper that you're supposed to be given 500,000. So as of now, it's now 450 because 50,000 you were already given.
Now with the time lapse, what is 1997? Didn't I say this promise was after the war veterans had clamored and said, this is totally unfair. Tangata ona bakurwa kumanyisa business. And another thing which is wrong here, government policies are inciting corruption.
Okay.
You can't have somebody working for you. What do you can you can have your own business. You can run your own business. It's not proper. It's where we have got an oversight with the corruption. That's corruption already. Because anozotora ma materials basa kwaka ugende sauko. You blame the man, you don't blame the man who said he should work that way.
Okay, yeah. So putting the Gukurahundi issue aside, as a liberation fighter, what should be our take-home message?
Right, the take-home message that we must have free access to meet the president, which we don't have. Right, we are denied access to talk to the president. We are denied access to the president must be free to talk to anybody. Yeah. They tell you you can't see the president. The question is why? He's too busy. Right. And he's always too busy. That means you can't be attended to because he's always too busy. That's what it means. He's not our president anymore. The president must interact with the people, as Nkomo used to do.
Okay.
Yeah. Mugabe, partly yes, partly no. Yeah. I could, of course, meet the president. Mugabe numtaurida. But if it was he delegates, it's never taken in. Yeah. So the problem is. Now, the issue is right. First, it is the communication. If we call on the president, let's say we start with the local person, not the party person, I'm talking about government. Party is part, as you call it, the party. It is part of the people, not the whole people. The party does not do the interest of the people. It does the interest of the party. Right? The party's interest must align itself with the national interest. Once the party's interests don't align themselves with the national interest, then we have got this division now. For you to be considered a Zimbabwean, you've got to be a party member. And that's why people go there kneeling, praying to be party members, but they didn't do it out of their own heart. They are doing it for the benefit, not for their own heart. You see? And it's rare for somebody who is not a party member to get any benefit. My party members, they were not yes, of course. And some of them, of course, are genuine. They are trying their best. But because of the reins the party has on them, they are not free to interact and help other people. See? So we've got a problem in this country. See? The party should be subservient to the nation, not the nation to be subservient to the party. See? Government by the people, government for the people. See? Not government coercing people to accept what government wants. Because no one is a guru, no one is sort of the almighty here. Right? That's division of labor. Government does what people ask them to do, not government to do, tell people what to do as they please. No, it's not right. It's not right. It's not right. Don't you think I deserve getting a car? I have nothing to move. I get this thing. I mean, my pension, this little pension that I had, I had to surrender it to the bank for me to get this thing to move. Nagakuvera Gwondo, and I was given my allocation 75%, and I'm not getting that. I'm just paid as much as somebody who was injured getting 20%.
Okay, just in brief, Makakwara say what do you call?
It was during the bombardment in Zambia. Suppose I had moved from Tanzania to Zambia at that time. Then I was in the camp, JZ, where I used to teach, and then we were bombarded on that day. And so I also had these injuries, you know. Unfortunately, they are in within Western. So this is how it went.
Which year was
1979.
Okay.
Yeah, I was moving from Tanzania to Zambia.
Okay.
Then I went to the camps.
Oh, okay.
So and coincidentally, I was also a victim. So we find that these cause bitterness. Why did they get injured? What for? Right. There was no agreement, enumeration, yes.
Okay.
But there it is, a man has been injured at work and he is deceived day in, day out. Medication I need, I don't get. You see? Right. I've got to get from my own means, which is not fair. Currently I've been diagnosed to have diabetes, right? As it is now, I'm rushing to get my medication from the chemist in the PISA. Soon after this one, I've got to get there.
Okay.
Yeah. So you'll find that we are struggling on our own. Yet we expect things to happen. When Kokoroza have got to pay taxes from $1. Your own net use of the money is about 45 cents for every $1. My taxes are Gawandisa. So right, I'm battling with the bank now over the money that were not told. They can't give me answers.
Okay.
You see? Going to court will be useless because they've got the money, they've got the lawyer, I don't have the lawyer. Look at that. The same system now bars me from getting fairness. Yes. Can we say we've got a country? The answer is no. We are slaves in the country, which we fought for. Fighting to be slaves. You see? It's not fair, not at all.
Okay.
You see? So you'll find that this trend of saying you have got to be this so that you can get this is wrong. Right? Zimbabweans are one. Right? And we still no. We don't condone division of this country, but the prescription that we are getting is pointing at that. See? We need competent people in all the offices. Competent people, that's it, finished. Right. Come from the moon or come from the sun, we don't care, but as long as somebody is competent, who will respect this nation. You see, right? We are not, what do you call them? Chinchokubatisa. Forceps. We are not a forceps, you remover. We are not forceps. We are human beings.
Okay.
We need life, good life, as created by God. God created us to enjoy, not to be enjoyed through our sweat. This is where we have got a problem.
Okay.
Right. So we don't want situations. Mama was sacrificing her own life. And she has opted to look after me. Right. What is she getting? Nothing. Get there. Without, no. You need to have a personal assistant. Right. Okay, bring my Matsamanova, what doctor? Bring all the Matsamanova. I've had more than 5 accidents after this injury. In the motor carry, all right? You see? But I'm still in one piece, right? So you'll find that these things are not taken seriously. There are too many people in government which now exhaust all the funds that government gets unnecessarily. That's right. Look at other people's, other countries' cabinets. See? And look at how much they're getting. Not as much as Zimbabweans are getting. Right? Which shows the country has got the money, but people don't want to pay their obligations. For their obligations. See? We are wish the dead. We are wish the not existing. But we are the people who made what it is today. Minerals all over. Have you been to Mapisa?
No.
Mapisa produces a gold that is first class, second to none the world over in terms of quality.
Okay.
Right. But the way you came, the roads are. Right. We pay taxes, heavy taxes. 55% of my dollar goes for taxes directly or indirectly. Right? And I have nothing to move on, nothing to eat. And am I not Western slave? Just because I can't do things for myself. All what I did is written off. It doesn't exist. You can see sacrificing, leaving the family, going for war. No. And this is the thing. These are the wages. No crime is worse than that of negligence by government. Government must reform completely. She must be getting her allocation from somebody with anybody. I need help. I can't do anything. I can't bath. I can't do anything. She has got to do it. Right. They have admitted. I spoke to the minister, Mavunga, about it. Said she recommended, bring doctor's letters. I went to the doctor at my own cost, paid, send them through. Can't get positive results. They confirm she must be getting payment. Can't do anything. This is why I'm trying to say we are unfairly treated. So we're unfairly treated. This is not Zimbabwe. It's another country. If it was Zimbabwe that we grew knowing, we would not be in this state. Yeah.
Okay.
Chinese must go out. We don't need them. They are not the only country that helped us. Soviet Union helped us, but we don't hear much about it. See? GDR, which is part of Germany, helped us. Romania helped us. UK itself helped us. See? Why can't we get assistance? We're poor. We're not poor. This country is not poor. We don't need the help from outside. Government structures must be revived for it to work for this nation, particularly in Matabeleland. 60% of the consolidated funds from tax must be ceded to Matabeleland and Midlands, because Mashonaland and other regions were developing. This country was at war until 1987, never rested. And you expect us to be the same? You expect to trust people who have not fulfilled one thing? See, it's not so. Surely something has got to be done before now expires.
Something has to be done before now expires.
Yeah.
We have heard from a bitter David Hlongwane. We have heard from an emotional Augustine Dube. He has poured his heart out. Something has to be done, and it has to be done now. And as we navigate back to Bulawayo and Harare from Kezi, Matabeleland South, pray for my producer Frank Wesere and myself, Robert Etafmani. This is Zim News Beat TV.
What some of us are fighting for is to see that this oppressive system is crushed. We don't care whether, I don't even care whether I would be part of the top echelon in the room. I'm not worried, but I'm dying to see a change that, you know, in the system. That's all. That's all.
Taigara mumako Zimbabwe, 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 manya daga batesa chingira Zimbabwe. Taigara mumako Zimbabwe, 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 manya daga batesa chingira Zimbabwe. Vakomana vasikana Zimbabwe, 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 manya daga batesa